والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما. We are going to do lesson 3 from unit 2, which is imperative verbs 1, which is called as al-fi'l al-amr in Arabic. The verb which is used to command or order is known as al-fi'l al-amr. Okay, and this is called as imperative verb in English. And this form of the verb can only be used for second person masculine or feminine. And it is made from the mudare form of verb in the following manner. This is used to command or order, or it could be a request as well. And this is derived from fi'al mudare, and this is used for the second person because you can command only the person in front of you, right? You can say read, do your homework, right? Or go. You can command to the person who is in front of you, right? You cannot command a person who's not present here. You cannot tell somebody who's not present, like Zainab, she's somewhere in Africa. Okay, I cannot command her, right? So it is only you can command only the second person. So what is the second person mudare? Anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. Okay, and commanding is from the mudare present tense because that only makes sense in the present tense, because you cannot command someone in the past tense, right? So you just have to get rid of the past tense. And now, for example, like you cannot say did your assignment yesterday, right? You cannot, that doesn't make sense. Or brought me a pen, that doesn't make any sense, right? So it has to be a present tense. And I can command you no matter how hard I am, because it's too late, right? It's in the past. And also fi'al mudare, you can command only when you're talking to someone. It has to be a you situation, like I can command you, right in front of me. Only for that person I can command. It cannot be a he situation or I situation or we situation, right? I cannot even command myself. So you cannot command someone who's not present here right now. Like I cannot say Zainab, bring me water, right? Because Zainab is not present here. And third person commands don't make any sense. So we have to get rid of third person and first person pronouns. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, and ana and nahnu. We're just going to concentrate on what? What pronouns? Anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. The difference between a command versus a comment. These are the command possibilities. They are not the commands as they are. If I say you eat, what does it sound like? If I say you eat, is it a command or a comment?
A comment.
It's a comment, right? But if I say, hey, you eat, what does that sound like?
It's a comment.
It's a command, right? So then I'm commanding. But in English, the word eat is spelled exactly the same way unless you know the tone, right? If I just say you eat, it's a comment. But if I say, hey, you eat, the tone is different, right? Or what context I'm saying it. So it might mean a command or might just mean a comment or statement in English. But Arabic, it's not ambiguous. It's very clear. So the imperative tense fi'al amr is used to give command or order or request to the front person. Like you can say, like, sit, go, or open, right? You're requesting someone, right? You're saying open, right? And the person who is giving the command is the first person. Only a first person can give a command. Okay, and commanding doesn't always mean it's always commanding. Like if I say go, sounds like a command, but if you're sitting and you wanna go out and you take permission, like your mom is sitting right in front of you and you want to go out and play, and you say, can I go, mom? And then mom says go. Okay, so what does that go means? Is it a command or what does it? How does it sound like? So go sounds like a command, but it's an allowance, permission, or it's like it could be convincing or advice or encouraging. So commands could be a permission sometime, it could be an advice, it could also be a dua, right? When you make dua, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, please forgive me, Allah, give me this, protect me from this. So it sounds like a command, right? Give me, protect me, right? That's a dua you're making. Like you're saying that it sounds like a command, but they're actually duas, because we cannot command Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can only beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so you're going to use, so command always doesn't mean that a command like go, do, or run or whatever, but it could be a request, it could be a dua, it could be an allowance, right? You're giving a permission to someone, or it could be convincing or encouraging, or it could be an advice too. Okay, so command includes all those things, not just a command.
يفعلوا يفعلان يفعلون تفعلوا تفعلان يفعلن تفعلوا تفعلان تفعلون تفعلين تفعلان تفعلن أفعلن
No.
أفعلوا نفعل.
MashaAllah, very good. So this is the chart. يفعلوا يفعلان يفعلون, right? تفعلوا تفعلان يفعلن. But what did I say? How do you make a command? You're just going to take the second person, masculine and feminine. So you're going to take only this chart. Okay, the use in the mudare, present tense in Arabic, are when you're commanding, you're only going to use second person pronouns. So we are going to use taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. So these are the 6 kinds of command. And now we are going to learn the steps on how to make a command or amr. Okay. So the rule for making a command is, the first step is you take the second person mudare, that is we are taking taf'alu. Okay, first we'll take this anta taf'alu. The next step is drop the alamat mudare. Which is the alamat mudare in this? Ta. Ta is the alamat mudare. If you drop the ta, it becomes something like this. Can you read this? Can someone read this for me?
No, we cannot begin any word with a sukoon.
Yes, exactly. You cannot pronounce this. Like even if you give a try, it becomes like al, something like it doesn't make any sense, right? So the third step is you put a hamzatul wasl before the word, okay? And put a hamzatul wasl before the word, and the haraka on the hamzatul wasl depends on the middle letter ayn. If the middle letter ayn is having a fatha or a kasra, the hamzatul wasl will always have a kasra. So it's gonna be if-al. If the middle letter is having a dhamma, then the hamzatul wasl will have a dhamma. So it becomes qatala yaqtulu becomes uqtul. Fa'ala yaf'alu becomes if-al. Or we have sami'a yasma'u become isma. Okay? The haraka on the hamzatul wasl depends on the middle letter. If the middle letter is a fatha or a kasra, then the hamzatul wasl will have a kasra. If the middle letter ayn is a dhamma, then hamzatul wasl will have a dhamma. A fourth step is make it majzoom. Majzoom in the sense give a sukoon on the last letter of the fi'al mudari. So it was if-alu, right? So you make it majzoom or give a sukoon. So instead of a dhamma, you replace the dhamma with a sukoon. It becomes if-al. So these are the 4 steps. What is the first step? First step is to drop the alamat mudare ta. So the ta is dropped. It becomes something like af'alu, which is unreadable. It doesn't make any sense. So the next step is you have to put a hamzatul wasl before the word. So, and the haraka on the hamzatul wasl depends on the middle letter. If the middle letter ayn is a fatha or a kasra, then hamzatul wasl will always have a kasra. If the middle letter is a dhamma, the hamzatul wasl will have a dhamma. But in this case, it is kasra. So it's gonna be if-alu. And the next step is make it majzoom. So instead of a dhamma on the last letter, you replace it with a sukoon. So that is called as majzoom. Okay, jazm. You're putting a jazm or a sukoon at the end. So that's why it's called as majzoom. So it becomes if-al. So now we are going to take the second person mudare, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. The first step is drop the alamat mudare ta and make it majzoom, right? So it's gonna be like something like which is unreadable. And the next step is you take the hamzatul wasl, and depending on the middle letter, the haraka will change. So it's gonna be if-al, if-ala, if-alu. Sukoon is in case of mudare, if it is like the dhamma, the visible harakas, it's gonna become a sukoon. Taf'alu becomes taf'al. But if you have a noon, in case of mudare, dropping of the noon is the sign of the sukoon. Okay, dropping of the noon, if you drop a noon, then it becomes a sign of sukoon, which means that it is majzoom. Okay, so taf'alani, you drop this noon, it becomes like taf'ala, and this is also drop. Okay, so it becomes if-ala. Same with taf'aluna, the noon drops because you're making it majzoom. So dropping of noon is the sign of sukoon. This you're just dropping the ta, and this is the visible haraka, so dhamma will be replaced with a sukoon. Okay, and then depending on the middle letter, if it is fatha or a kasra, this haraka will change. It becomes if'al. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Any questions? Let's see the next chart. That is anti, antuma, antunna. Taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. So here again you're dropping the ta. What is the next step? What is the next step? Drop the noon, because dropping the noon is the sign of sukoon. And then you put a hamzatul wasl, and what will be the haraka on the hamzatul wasl? Kasra. Because it is fatha, then it will take a kasra. So it's gonna be if'ali, the noon is dropped. Same with this, taf'alani. What do you do first? You drop the alamat mudari ta, you make it majzoom by dropping the noon, and depending on the middle letter, the haraka will take on the hamzatul wasl, it's gonna be kasra. So it's gonna be if'ala. What about taf'alna? You have to pay attention to this. Only the feminine plural, the second person feminine plural, this noon will never drop. No matter what, this noon will never ever drop. Even in the future lesson, if you have something like nasiba or jazima or other things, this noon, the feminine plural noon, this will never drop. It's gonna be the same. You just drop the alamat mudari ta, and then this noon will remain, and then the hamzatul wasl, depending on the middle letter, this will have a kasra. It's gonna be if'alna. So you if'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali, if'ala, if'alna. For the dual and plural, except for the feminine plural, the absence of noon indicates a sukoon. That is a sign of majzoom for the feminine plural. Antunna. Remember the 6 small families. The first one is fataha, yaftahu, daraba, yadribu, sami'a, yasma'u. So now tell me, fataha, yaftahu. What will be the Fil Amr for this? Look at the middle letter and then tell me. Iftah. Very good. So this is the middle letter is having a fatha, then the hamzatul wasl will have a kasra, and it's gonna be iftah. Okay, it's gonna be iftah. And daraba yadribu. What will be the command? Idrib, right? So you drop this and you make it a sukoon, it becomes idrib. Okay, and what about sami'a yasma'u? Isma. Very good. Sami'a yasma'u will become isma, right? And this is the middle letter is a fatha, so hamzatul wasl will have a kasra, and you drop the ya and then you make it a sukoon, so it's gonna be isma. Nasara yansuru. What about this? Unsur, right? Because you have the middle letter is having a dhamma, so this will have a dhamma, and then you drop the alamat mudare and then you make this sukoon, so it becomes unsur. Everything remains the same except you're just dropping the alamat mudare, and the last letter you're making it majzoom, and the hamzatul wasl depends on the middle letter. If it is a dhamma, this will have a dhamma. If it is a fatha or a kasra, this will always have a kasra. And then hasiba yahsibu. What is the Fil Amr for this? Hasiba yahsibu. Ihsib. Very good. You drop this, you make it majzoom, and depending on the middle letter, this is kasra, so hamzatul wasl will have a kasra. What about karuma yakrumu? Ukrum. Very good. Again, you're dropping the alamat mudari ya or ta, and then you make the mudari majzoom by replacing a dhamma with a sukoon, and it becomes ukrum. Very good, mashallah. So now we are going to take kataba yaktubu. What does it become? Can you tell me the Fil Amr for this? Kataba yaktubu. What is the first step? Very good. Uktub, mashallah. What is the first step? What do you drop here?
Drop the alamat mudari, drop the ya, ta. Then put a sukoon in the last letter.
Very good. So first thing is you drop the alamat mudari ta, and then you make the mudari majzoom by replacing a dhamma with a sukoon, and it becomes something which is unreadable. And then you take a hamzatul wasl, and the haraka on the hamzatul wasl depend on the middle letter. If it is a dhamma, this will take a dhamma. So it's gonna be uktub, uktuba, uktubu. And for the noon, you drop the noon, because dropping the noon is a sign of sukoon. Okay? Uktub, uktuba, uktubu. What is the feminine? Feminine chart.
Uktubi, uktuba, uktubna.
Very good, mashallah. This noon will never drop. Okay, this noon will never drop for the feminine, second person feminine plural. This noon will never drop. You giant chart for Sami'a Yasma'u. The whole chart. Isma. Very good. And then next.
Isma'u.
MashaAllah. Very good. What about the feminine?
Ismi'i.
No, it's not me. It's Isma. Meme is having a fatha. This will not change.
Oh, okay.
Isma. Isma. Yeah.
Isma'i.
Very good. Isma'i.
Isma'a.
Yes.
Isma'na.
Very good. MashaAllah. So Isma. Isma'a, right? This is anta and this is antuma and antum, and these two will be same. The dual will be same. Isma'a and isma'a. The noon is dropped, right? So isma, isma'a, isma'u, isma'i, isma'a, isma'na. Who want to do daraba yadribu? What is the command for yadribu? You drop the alamat mudare ya or ta and then make it madzub. You just replace the dhamma with a sukun. Idrib. Very good. Can you tell me the chart? Like how we have Isma chart, it's Idrib chart. Do you want to try? Yeah.
Idrib. Idriba. Idribu.
MashaAllah. Very good.
Idribi. Idriba. Idribna.
MashaAllah. Very good. So we have Idrib, Idriba, Idribu, Idribi, Idriba, Idribna. Very good. So what is the meaning? Like if I say Nasara yansuru unsur, which means you help. Unsura, both of you help. Unsuru, you all help. Unsuri, you female help. Unsura, both of you help. Unsurna, you all ladies help. Okay. What is the meaning of okay? Who want to do Fataha Yaftahu chart? Fataha Yaftahu command chart.
Fataha Yaftahu. Yaftahu say we have Iftah.
Very good, mashallah. Make a chart.
Iftaha. Iftahu. Iftahi. Iftaha. Iftihna.
No, not T. Why are you saying T? It's always.
Oh my God, yes. Iftahna.
Mashallah, mashallah. Very good.
Iftaha. Iftahna.
Very good, mashallah. And what is the meaning of iftahna?
Iftahna. You all ladies open.
Very good. So we have iftah is you open, iftaha both of you open, iftahu you all open, and iftahi is for the female, and iftahna is for the many females. So this is the chart, and then we have idrib. You already did. What is the meaning of idribi? Can someone tell me the meaning of idribi?
You hit.
Yeah, you hit. You female hit. Very good. Right? And then we have Sami'a Yasma'u. We already did. What is the meaning of Isma'u?
Isma'u. You all men hear.
Yes. What is the command for Yahsibu?
Ihsib.
Ihsib. Very good. Ihsib. You assume. Ihsiba. Both of you assume. Ihsibu. You all assume. And then ihsibi for the female, ihsiba, ihsibna. Karuma yakrumu. What is the command?
Ukrum.
Okay, can you tell me the whole chart?
Ukrum, ukruma, ukrumu, ukrumi.
Yeah.
Ukruma, ukrumna.
MashaAllah, very good. What is the meaning of ukruma?
Honored. So you, what did you say, sister?
Ukruma.
Ukruma, both of you honor.
Very good, mashallah. Both of you be noble, or it's like that. Be noble. You all be noble, like that. Okay. So in the textbook we have taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. Step 1, and the second step is drop the alamat mudari, and then you make the mudari madzum. It becomes if'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali, if'ala, if'alna. The format shows that the mudari, present or future tense, sign ta is dropped. And second point is a sukoon is placed on the last letter of masculine singular. Like if it was taf'alu, it becomes if'al. Right? The dhamma is replaced with a sukoon. And the last letter noon is dropped for the masculine dual and plural verbs, indicating a sukoon. So dropping of the noon is sign of sukoon. Noon is also dropped for the feminine singular and dual verbs indicating a sukoon. Okay, so wherever there is a noon, the dropping of the noon is the sign of sukoon. You have to remember this. And the noon for feminine plural remains as it is. Like if alna, right? That noon, the feminine plural noon, will never drop. And the 4 noons which are dropped are the noons for the i'rab. In this case, their absence indicates a sukoon. Okay? It is seen in the chart that after the mudari, present or future tense, sign is dropped, the following letter is left with a sukoon, which cannot be pronounced without a preceding letter with a haraka. Like if'al, it doesn't make any sense. You cannot pronounce it. So a hamza is placed before the letter with a sukoon. Okay? This hamza is placed with a kasra if the middle letter of the verb is a kasra or a fatha. Okay? If the middle letter is a dhamma, what does a hamzatul wasl have? A dhamma, right? So daraba yadribu becomes idrib. Okay, and sami'a yasma'u becomes isma. So this hamzatul wasl will have a kasra if you have a fatha or a kasra. Like yadribu is having a kasra and yasma'u is having a fatha, right? So fatha and kasra will always have a kasra. Okay. The hamza is placed with a dhamma if the middle letter of the verb is a dhamma. Like we have kharaja yakhruju. The middle letter is having a dhamma. So that's why hamzatul wasl will have a dhamma. Same with qa'ada yaq'udu. What is the middle letter having? What is the haraka? Dhamma, right? So what will hamzatul wasl will have? Dhamma, right? So qatala yaqtulu uqtul, or kharaja yakhruju ukhruj, nasara yansuru unsur. This hamza is called as hamzat al-wasl. When it is preceded by any word, it is not pronounced. Okay? If it is like, if there's any letter before it, you don't pronounce it. Like what is fa'ala yaf'alu? What is the command for yaf'alu? If'al, right? So if it is a plural, you say if'alu. If you have any letter before that hamza, then this hamza will not be pronounced. If it is fa'ala yaf'alu, if you directly say if'al, but there is a letter before it, you're going to say waf'alu. You're not going to say wa if'alu. Okay? So you say waf'alu or you say faj'al, right? So this is the hamzatul wasl which is not pronounced because there is a letter before it. Or wansur. Okay, so this hamzatul wasl is preceded by a letter waw. So you don't say unsur, rather you say wansur. Okay, and most of the time in the Quran it has come with a letter before it. So you don't pronounce hamzatul wasl. And any hamza which is not pronounced because of the preceding word is called hamzatul wasl. Hamzat al-wasl, and this can be from the nouns as well. Like even in the noun we have innal insana, right? So we have the hamzatul wasl. And then we have wal qamar. We have hamzatul wasl which is not pronounced. And wallahu, this hamzatul wasl is not pronounced. Even for the nouns you have hamzatul wasl. Hamzatul wasl for the 3-lettered verbs imperative will never carry a fatha. This is very important. We have seen fa'ala yaf'alu if'al, sami'a yasma'u isma, nasara yansuru unsur. Have you ever had a fatha on the hamzatul wasl? No, right? So hamzatul wasl for the 3-letter verbs imperative will never carry a fatha. You'll never see like a fatha on the hamzatul wasl. You say you either have a kasra or you have a dhamma. Like fa'ala yaf'alu if'al, sami'a yasma'u isma, nasara yansuru unsur. But you never say ansur or af'al. Okay? You always say with a hamzatul wasl will always have a kasra or a dhamma, but it will never have a fatha. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The following are some examples. Ya abatif'al ma tu'maru. Now tell me which is the Fil Amr in this? If'al. Very good. This is fa'ala yaf'alu if'al. But there is a letter, a word before it. So you're not going to pronounce the hamzatul wasl. You're going to say, instead of if'al, you say ya abatif'al ma tu'maru. You got it? So this Hamzatul Wasl is not pronounced because there's a letter or a word before it. So you're going to say Ya abatif al ma tu'mar. Oh my father. Ya abati is oh my father. If al, okay, do. So he's commanding what you are commanded. Okay, this is from Amara Ya'maru Tu'maru. This is Mudari Majhul. We are going to learn in our future lessons. We have Faf'alu ma tu'marun. What is the Fil Amr in this ayah?
Fa'alu.
If'alu. Very good. It's if'alu, but since you have a letter before it, you're going to say fa'fa'alu. So this Hamzatul Wasl is not pronounced. So this is from fa'ala yaf'alu, if'alu. And is it huwa, huma, hum, or hiya, sorry, anta? What is this? What is pronoun? Which pronoun is hidden? Antum, right? Because you're only going to command the second person, so it cannot be huwa or ana. It's always going to be anta, antuma, antum, or anti, antuma, antunna. So in this case, it is antum. This is the second person masculine plural. Okay, so do all of you what you all are commanded. Wadhkurullaha kathiran. Now tell me which is the fi'l amr in this ayah. What is the mudari for this? Very good. Dhakara yadhkuru. And how do you, this is dhakara yadhkuru is to remember. Dhikr karna, right? Wadhkuru is and remember. Wadhkuru is antum, right? It was actually udhkuru, right? Because of wow, this Hamzatul Wasl is not pronounced. You say wadhkurullaha kathiran. And remember Allah often. Okay? Clear everyone? Any questions?
No.
Next we have, yeah, any questions?
Samina,
yeah.
Sorry, the previous one, what was the mudari? Is it not the second person?
Which one?
Wazkuru. It will be.
Can you tell me what is the Madi and the Mudari for this first?
Tadhkuruna, right?
Yeah, it's Tadhkuruna. Very good. Zakara Yadhkuru. This is the
Zakaru was the Madi.
Yeah, but we are going to take the Mudari. So Yadhkuru. And what is this? Is it Anta, Antuma, Antum, or what is it?
Antum.
Antum, right? So it was Yadhkuruna. So the noon drops and it becomes, what does it become? In the Antum.
Antum will be Tadhkuruna, right?
No, Antum is Tadhkuruna, but Antum Fi'l Amr, what would it be?
Oh, okay. Uzkuru.
Uzkuru, very good. But now you have a waw before it. So you're not going to say Uzkuru, rather you're going to say Wadhkuru. Got it? Fa'lam annahu la ilaha illallah. Now tell me.
I'lam.
I'lam, very good. What is the Madi and Mudari for this?
Madi is
Alima ya'lamu. Alima ya'lamu, right? And what is the, is it anta, antuma, antum, what is it?
It's anta.
Anta, right? So it was, what is the, can you tell me what is the fi'l amr for that? Anta?
I'lam.
I'lam, right? So ya'lamu becomes i'lam, but since there is a fa before it, so Hamzatul Wasl is not pronounced. You're gonna say fa'lam. Fa'lam annahu la ilaha. Okay, now translate. You know the translation. Now you can translate. This is easy.
So you all do.
It's not you all. It's not you all.
Indeed, no. I know. No, this is no. So know that Allah, annahu, that He, there is no God except Allah.
MashaAllah.
Know that there is no God except Allah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, very good. So it's Adhkurna ma yutla fi buyutikunna. Tell me what is the fi'l amr in this ayah? Wadhkurna ma yutla. Uzkurna. Okay, tell me the Madi Mudari, and if it is an huwa, huma, hum, what pronoun is in everything? I want everything.
Okay, so it's Dhakara Yadhkuru. And Yaha said this is the feminine one.
Yeah,
This is antunna.
very good. It's antunna.
Antunna, yes,
So
antunna.
it should have been uzkurna, right? But since there's a waw before it, you're gonna say wadhkurna. Most of the time in the Quran, you never say like uzkurna or if'al. Mostly there will be some letter or word before it. So and the meaning is to recite, like wadhkurna, and recite ma yutla, what is rehearsed to you in your homes. Fi buyutikunna. Okay? And then we have irji'i ila rabbiki. Now tell me, which is the word? Command? Amar? What is the Madi and Mudare and pronoun? What pronoun is this?
Raja'a yarja'u.
Yarji'u.
Raja'a yarji'u.
No, it's not a raji'a. It's a raja'a yarji'u. Okay? It's okay. I mean, it'll take some time because we are still the beginners, so it's okay. It's a raja'a. You know the root letters, right? It's raja'a yarji'u. Okay? And then what is this? Is it huwa, huma, hum? What is it?
This is anti.
Anti. Very good. So irji'i. So how do you say this? Urji'i or arji'i? Irji'i. Very good. Right? So now in this ayah, you say irji'i. Why?
Because the middle letter has a kasra.
Yeah, and also there's nothing before it. There's no word or letter before it, right? So here you say irji'i ila rabbiki. Can you translate this? Raja'a yarji'u is to come back.
Come back to your Rabb.
Very good, mashallah. This is a beautiful ayah. I love this ayah. I mean, alhamdulillah, all the ayahs are beautiful. So we have fadkhuli fi ibadi. What about this?
Udkhuli is the word.
Very good.
The command. Udkhuli, and the hidden pronoun is anti.
Very good.
Dakhala yadkhulu is the madi and mudari'.
Very good. Dakhala yadkhulu. Very good. So you say udkhul, udkhuli. But since there is a fa here, you say fadkhuli fi ibadi. Can someone translate this? Dakhala, you know the meaning of dakhala. Enter,
so,
yeah.
You enter. Fi is in ibadi, my worship.
Yeah. So enter you, then among my devotees. Okay. Very good, mashallah. Wadkhuli jannati. The ayah continues.
My Jannah.
And can someone translate this? Wadkhuli jannati. The same thing, it was fadkhuli. It's here it is wadkhuli. What's the translation?
And enter my Jannah.
And enter my Jannah. So why is the feminine word he used here? Fadkhuli, udkhuli. Very good, mashallah. So it's about a nafs. Allahumma ja'alna minhum. May Allah make us among this. Like, irji'i ila, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should tell our nafs, like, ila rabbi fadkhuli fi ibadi, wadkhuli fi jannati. Ameen ya rabbal alameen.
Can you repeat that, sister? What did...
Why is it feminine? Why is it feminine?
Okay.
Because this ayah is talking about nafs. Right? So fadkhuli, it's beautiful. I just go to the surah 89 and learn about this. It's very, very beautiful. So irji'i ila rabbiki, come back to your Lord. Fadkhuli fi ibadi, enter you then among my devotees. Wadkhuli jannati, and you enter my heaven. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the nafs here. That's why the feminine udkhuli or irji'i, that the feminine word is used. Okay?
Sister, I said Jannah is the feminine word. Am I wrong?
No, Jannah is feminine, that is true. But the context of this ayah is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to a nafs, okay? Because when you're dying, like, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with you, then he says this, come back to your Lord, like, enter my heaven and all those things, right? So it's telling our nafs. And nafs, the word nafs is a feminine word. So that's why the feminine terms are used. Irji'i, you're not using irji' or udkhul or udkhul, right? It's the feminine, anti is used here. Why? Because it's talking about nafs. Okay. Can someone tell me which is the Fil Amr in this ayah? Okay, tell me Madi and Mudare for that. Very good, mashallah.
Antuma is the hidden pronoun.
Very good, mashallah. So it's, how do you pronounce, how do you say this? Idhaba, right? Idhaba ila fir'aun. Now can someone help me translate this?
You both go to Fir'aun.
Very good. So it's a command, right? Go, both of you, to Fir'aun. Who's commanding? Who's telling who? Who are the both here?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Musa and Harun alayhi salam to go to
Very
Fir'aun.
good. Very good. So when you know the ayah, alhamdulillah, now you know the story of Fir'aun and you know the story of Musa alayhi salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling, idhaba is both of you. Who are both here? It's Musa alayhi salam and his brother Harun alayhi salam, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded them. So that's why idhaba is used. Okay. Ya Maryam uqnuti li rabbiki. Which is the word?
Uqnuti.
Very good. So the Madi is qanata and we have yaqnutu. Okay? Qanata yaqnutu. And what is the pronoun?
Anti.
Okay. So now why the feminine word is used here?
Maryam is a feminine.
Very good. MashaAllah. Can someone translate this? Okay, I'll tell you the meaning. Qanata yaqnutu is to worship. Okay?
Oh, Maryam. Worship to your Lord.
Very good. Very good. MashaAllah. See, alhamdulillah, I'm so proud of you all that you're able to translate the ayahs without looking at the translation. Allahumma barik, MashaAllah. Then we have wasma'u wa ati'u.
Sami'a, yasma'u, isma, and isma. Then we have antum is the hidden pronoun.
Very good. And can you translate this? Isma'u, what is the meaning?
Wasma'u, you all listen.
Very good. And you all listen.
All obey.
Yeah, and obey.
We have two here.
Yeah, but this is ata'a yuti'u. This is a different form of verbs. For now, just skip this. We are going to learn in Unit 3, inshallah. For now, just concentrate on the three-lettered verbs. So that is sami'a, yasma'u. So the meaning is and listen and obey. Sami'na wa ata'na. We mostly we hear that ayah, right? We listen and we obey. So wasma'u wa ati'u, and listen and obey. So this is a command. Washkuru lillahi. What is the word?
Ushkuru.
Very good, mashallah. Ushkuru lillahi. So what is the translation?
Thank Allah.
Very good. And you all be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very good, mashallah.
Sister, the thing is shakara,
yashkuru. Yeah, it's shakara, yashkuru. Fasalli li rabbika wanhar. What do you think? Do you see any command in this ayah? Like, inna a'tainaka al-kawthar, fasalli li rabbika wanhar.
Fasalli.
Okay.
Fasalli.
Okay, only one? Wanhar, right? Leave about fasalli. We are going to learn this in our future lessons, inshallah. Wanhar, right? So this is nahara yanharu, to sacrifice. Wanhar, right? So this is in her, right? In her. Like, so pray to your Lord and sacrifice. So this is a command. Right? This surah we always recite like most of the time, right? So nahara yanharu, from now onwards you have to remember, you can add this word to your vocabulary. This is to sacrifice. So wanhar is a command. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding. So pray to your Lord and sacrifice. Aqimis salata wa'mur bil ma'rufi wanha 'anil munkari wasbir 'ala ma asabak. So now tell me, which is you have like lot of Fil Amr in this ayah. Ya bunayya, oh my son. This is, I think, Surah Luqman. Yeah. So he's commanding his son. Aqimis salat. Yeah. Yeah, but this is, forget about it because you're going to learn again in the future lesson. For now, just remember the meaning, like establish the prayer. So he's commanding his son, Luqman Hakim, he's telling him to establish the salah. Okay. And then wa'mur bil ma'roof. What is the Madi and Mudare? This is Amara Ya'muru. Okay, so U'mur, and enjoin with the right. Wanha 'anil munkar. Do you see any other command? So this is from Nahiya Yanha, right? Nahi is to forbid. And forbid from the munkar, from the wrong. Wasbir 'ala ma asabak. Very good. So this is sabara yasbiru. This is to be patient. Okay. So isbir. This is the command. And be patient. Ala ma asabak, over what befalls you. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ جَعَلْ هَذَا الْبَلَدَ آمِنًا. Ij'al. Very good. What is the Madi and Mudare? يجعل. Right? So رب اجعل, my Lord, make this. Right? So this is اجعل. Is it clear, everyone? So now the homework would be try to find more examples from the Quran about the Fil Amr.